See this? This is the stock header bolt, and it keeps coming out.
Oh my God, Mitch, I appreciate it.
Welcome back to the garage, the place where we are turning your Bronco into your dream Bronco or your classic car into your dream classic car. If this is your first time here, I would love to have you subscribe, putting out how-to videos for the weekend mechanic, and then providing, the classic car tech for the classic car community. Today, we are talking about header bolts that don't loosen over time. So a couple days ago, I just came to check and make sure that my header bolts were still tight, and one of them was like finger tight. It was pretty loose, and so I've just been struggling with having header leaks, so I thought now would be a good time to get some locking header bolts. And the reason that this is all so important is because if you have an EFI unit on your classic engine, on your classic car, then you really need a good seal from your header all the way through the exhaust, because that O2 sensor is reading that, and if there's any fresh air coming in, then that O2 sensor is going to give a wrong reading and your car's not going to run right. All right, so this is my stock header bolt, and then I picked up some of these. They are the Stage 8 locking header bolts, and it works pretty easy. I mean, you put this into your header, you put this little piece on top, and like your the actual header tube, header pipe will go there, and then you put this guy on there to make sure that this doesn't back out, and it pins it down. It makes it so that it can't loosen over time. I got these at Amazon. You can pick them up. They're about 50 bucks. I'll put a link in the description below, but make sure that you get ones that are long enough. So these are 1 3/8 inches. But really, if you just measure the thread, you're right at an inch. So you just want to make sure whatever header you've got, that it is the thickness of the header isn't over an inch. And they're the same length as my stock bolts. Like, I'm just doing one at a time, and you can do them all together, you can do them all at the same time, but I'm just doing mine one at a time right now. That way, focused on one and moving on as I go. So there it is. I know it's hard to see, but it is in place. It's kind of hard to see, but this bolt right here is pretty stripped. So I'm going to leave it for now and just come back to it later when I'm not filming a video. But it brings me to a good point about these locking header bolts, because they actually have a spot right on the top so that you can actually get an Allen wrench in there in case you can't get a socket over this, or you strip it like I just did with that one. So again, when you're putting these on, you're putting the this little locker on top of the head of the bolt, and then the little retaining clip slides on over top of that. This retaining clip is not easy to just slide on, so I grabbed a hammer and a screwdriver and just kind of tapped it on over, over this, and it's supposed to be on there snug so that it holds this clip on tight. And also, it in the directions it says if you need to, you can trim this back. I haven't needed to at this point. Mine have actually all gone on and fit, but I've kind of had to go back and forth a little bit with the bolt to get it to fit over there. So I guess the alternative would be, if you don't want to go back and forth, you get it down to 20-25 foot-pounds. You know, you could shave some of the material off of this to get it to slide in next to the header. But they're going on pretty easy, just taking a little bit of time and a little bit of finesse. I stand corrected. This one ended up being a little bit too long. So this, just where the bolt screws in, is just too close to the pipe. So I'm just gonna take my angle grinder and just kind of grind that down a little bit. So that's it. Now I have some header bolts that won't loosen as I drive them. Hopefully that was helpful to you guys. Next time you're buying a set of headers, definitely check out these Stage 8 bolts. If you're going and doing headers anyway, might as well upgrade and get some awesome bolts. Check the link below. I put an Amazon link down there. Make sure you get bolts that are the right size and all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.